Just a short boat ride from Venice lies Poveglia, an island shrouded in silence and mystery. Its crumbling buildings are slowly being reclaimed by nature, a stark contrast to the vibrant city across the water. Poveglia is often called the most haunted island in the world, a title earned through centuries of tragedy. Visiting is strictly forbidden, and the Italian government keeps it off limits, fueling its mystique. The island's history is layered. It was once a refuge, then a quarantine station, a mass grave, and later a mental hospital. Fishermen avoid its shores, claiming their nets sometimes pull up human bones. Poveglia stands as a symbol of suffering and isolation, a dark chapter in Venetian history. To understand Poveglia is to confront the city's forgotten fears, far removed from the golden mosaics of St. Mark's Basilica. It's a journey into a place defined by fear and forgotten by time. Poveglia is part of a trio of islands in the Venetian lagoon, surprisingly close to Venice itself. The main island is connected by a bridge to a smaller one, while a third islet is an old octagonal fort. Its proximity to Venice makes its isolation even more striking. Poveglia's infamy comes from two grim periods, as a plague quarantine station and later as a mental hospital. Ships suspected of carrying disease were forced to anchor here, their crews held for 40 days. A quarantina. Today the island is uninhabited and strictly off-limits, which only adds to its allure. Urban explorers and ghost hunters are drawn to its forbidden ruins. Poveglia is a ghost story you can point to on a map, but never truly reach. Its silence and decay are a powerful testament to its past. The more it's hidden, the more people want to know what lies behind the veil. Poveglia began as a sanctuary, a peaceful community for refugees fleeing invasions in the 9th century. It thrived for a time, but war forced its people to flee, leaving the island deserted. Its fate changed with the arrival of the Black Death. Poveglia became a quarantine colony, a place to send the sick and dying. Thousands were shipped here, not to be cured, but to die. The island became a mass grave, its soil thick with human ash and bone. Over 160,000 people are believed to have perished here during plague outbreaks. Bodies were burned in giant pyres, and the land became a cemetery. Poveglia's role as a place of death continued for centuries, cementing its grim reputation. The island that was once a refuge became a prison for the dying. Its name became synonymous with despair. During the Black Death, Venice was desperate to contain the plague. Anyone showing symptoms was taken from their home and ferried to Poveglia, a one-way trip. Life on the island was horrific. No real medical care, just crowded, unsanitary conditions. The healthy and sick alike were exiled, trapped with no hope of escape. Massive plague pits were dug, bodies thrown together and covered with thin layers of soil. The ground is saturated with the dead, a grim reality that haunts the island to this day. Even after the plague, Poveglia continued as a quarantine station for ships arriving from infected ports. The octagonal fort served as a military checkpoint. For centuries, Poveglia was Venice's first line of defense against disease. It absorbed the city's sickness, casting a long, dark shadow over its name. The island's legacy is one of sorrow and unrest. In 1922, Poveglia's buildings became a psychiatric hospital, a new chapter of suffering. The asylum housed not just the mentally ill, but anyone deemed undesirable. Isolated and forgotten, patients were exiled to a place that felt more like a prison. Stories from the time speak of neglect, cruelty, and despair. The most infamous legend is of a doctor who performed brutal lobotomies in the bell tower. It's said his victims' screams echoed across the island, and that he was eventually driven mad by guilt and ghosts. According to legend, he leapt from the bell tower, dying in a mysterious fog. The hospital closed in 1968, leaving the island abandoned. The asylum's ruins, including the bell tower, stand as silent witnesses to this final chapter of misery. Poveglia's reputation for death was now compounded by a reputation for madness. The island was left to rot, its darkness deepening. Poveglia is a magnet for ghost stories, disembodied voices, screams and whispers carried on the wind. The bell tower is said to toll on quiet nights, even though its bell is long gone. Legends tell of Maria, a little girl who died of plague, and the tormented doctor haunting the tower. These stories give a human face to the island's tragedy, making the suffering personal and haunting. Paranormal investigators have tried to capture evidence of ghosts, adding a modern layer to the island's mythology. Recordings of voices saying "leave" or "help me" have only fueled the legend. While the ghost stories are compelling, the real history is horrific enough. The suffering of plague victims and asylum patients is well documented. The island's eerie atmosphere is undeniable, a chilling blend of decay, isolation, and memory. The ghost stories are a way for the memory of the dead to live on, even as chilling whispers. Beyond the famous tales, Poveglia holds lesser-known secrets. After the asylum closed, a farmer briefly grew grapes here, but his family left abruptly. Local lore blames the island's unsettling atmosphere. The octagonal fort, built in the 17th century, reminds us Poveglia was once a strategic military point. Archaeological digs have confirmed layers of human bones just below the surface, validating the stories of mass graves. The soil is thick and rich, its lush vegetation fed by centuries of tragedy. In 2014, the Italian government tried to lease the island for development, sparking public outcry. A local group, Poveglia per Tutti, tried to buy it to keep it public, but the island remains in limbo. Poveglia is not entirely forgotten. People still care, even if its future is uncertain. The island's plant life is literally feeding on its tragic past, a powerful metaphor for nature reclaiming all things. Its secrets remain buried, waiting for someone brave enough to uncover them. What is it about Poveglia that fascinates us? It's a physical embodiment of our deepest fears: disease, madness, isolation, and death, hidden in plain sight near Venice. Its forbidden nature only adds to its allure, turning it into a modern mystery. Poveglia is a historical document, forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths about how societies dealt with crisis. The quarantine system was brutal, but a crucial step in public health. The asylum reflects a dark chapter in our understanding of mental health. Now, the island is a wild sanctuary for nature, slowly healing as vines and trees cover its scars. But the stories will never be fully erased. Poveglia remains a haunting presence in the lagoon, a place of sorrow, memory, and enduring mystery. It continues to capture the imagination, sending a shiver down the spine.